What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talk Talk Punch. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening in on the audio version at talktalkpunch.com or wherever you get your podcast, please consider subscribing and make sure that you come back here every Wednesday at noon to see what we're talking about. Kind of like this week's topic, we are looking at the position of trilogies to see which position. Charlie, help me. You phrased this really well before we started recording.
So if you think of a trilogy as having three positions, we're looking at which position in the trilogy consistently produces the best film of the series.
Yes, that exactly. I am Brody Hanson, joined by Charlie Hickman, the one with all the fancy words. Better than me. Charlie, how's it going?
How's it going, bro?
It's good.
Excellent, B.
It's good.
I'm very curious to see how this works tonight. I'm excited to get into it. But before we do get into it, I thought since we're talking about movie franchises and specifically trilogies tonight, I might start with a little bit of trivia for you, Brode.
Okay.
And if you're watching, feel free to play along at home. We're talking about how many movies are there? Okay, so I'm going to give you a movie franchise, and you are going to tell me how many movies are there. Now, first of all, Brody, can you tell the people at home how many movies there are in a standard trilogy?
3.
Well, it's funny that you know that, and yet when it comes to how many prongs there are on a trident, it seems so confusing to you that there might be 5 prongs on a trident. But okay, good, we've established 3 movies in trilogy. So these are all going to be
three off the main. 3 off the main, Charlie. That's what counts.
Stay on topic here. Stay focused. All right, so there will be more than 3. Let me start you off with something easy. You're a father. You have kids. How many Ice Age movies are there?
I think there's 4. No. 5.
Oh, so close. There are 5. You said 4.
Oh, come on.
There was no correction made. I'm so sorry.
On.
All right. That one was pretty easy. That was pretty easy. Now, we've talked about this movie franchise a lot in spite of having seen so little of it. How many Fast and the Furious films are there? Have to be released, not scheduled to be released.
Including the spin-offs?
Gotta be out.
Including spin-offs?
Would you consider Tokyo Drift to be a spin-off?
No.
Or would you...
Like Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw was a spin-off.
Yeah, all right, you count them? Sure, yes, count them.
Oh, gosh,
let's see.
That makes it even harder. I'm going to say 12.
12. Ooh, okay. That might... I didn't consider the Hobbs and Shaw or anything like that, so I am going to say there are 9.
Oh, really?
Fast and the Furious 2, Tokyo Drift, Fast and the Furious, Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, Furious 7, Fate and the Furious, F9, and then I guess we could say Hobbs and Shaw. So that would be 10.
So I was wrong either way. Is pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Okay. That was a tough one.
That's a big franchise.
How many Child's Play movies have there been?
Oh my gosh.
Now, as someone named Charlie, I did get my fair share of, "Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play?" When I was a kid.
I think there's about.
Child's Play movies.
I think there's about 33.
Ooh, 8 was the answer we were looking for. 8 was the answer we were looking for.
I knew it was a lot.
How many Police Academy movies? Brody?
Oh, I don't think there was that many.
Old Goody.
I don't think there was that many.
Old Gooten.
I'm gonna say like 4.
8. Although several of them were gluten-free. Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh,
gluten-free.
man.
How many Star Trek movies?
Oh gosh. I don't want to have a whole bunch of dead air. But it was 6,
so then just
7, 8, 9, 10.
Don't beautiful. Don't. What are you? You're like beautiful minding over there.
12.
Zach Galifianakis.
12.
Just numbers flying
12.
over. 13.
Oh,
13. Oh
on.
my gosh. What a disappointment. What a disappointment. How many James Bond films?
Oh jeez. 19, I think.
25 is the number we were looking for there.
Way off. I am not good at this game, Charlie. I'm not good at it.
All right, last one. How many Planet of the Apes movies have there been?
Oh, jeez. There's got to be at least 14.
Okay, under 14. We were looking for 9. So hey, you swung big. You swung. That's the important thing. That was tough. We could have kept going. There's a lot of hard ones
0.
on the list.
I didn't get any of those. Well,
no.
I got
you
Ice
crushed.
Age. I got Ice Age.
All right, I'm going to give you Ice Age. I'm going to give that to you.
Thank you. Thank you for the
I feel like maybe you basically got Fast and the Furious. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you 1.5 points on that one.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that was fun. I'm bad at that. So tonight's topic, we are looking at the position of where a movie is in the trilogy and how that ranks. And we're doing data, Charlie.
Data. This is data-driven.
Not only our
analytics.
Not only our personal thoughts on it, but we're pulling data from IMDb. We're getting percentages. We're getting averages. We're doing all this stuff. So
and I would like to say before we start,
yes, that
IMDb ratings system is incredibly flawed.
Is it?
And we are well aware of this. So don't take it too seriously, or at least, it is. It's people are the worst.
Should I have used Metacritic?
No, look, it's fine. It's a baseline. It's a baseline, and we can kind of argue with results that we feel are different or not. But anyway, there's a lot of fun movie review sites. We can talk about it. That would be a fun podcast.
There you go.
We can talk about where do you go for your reviews? You know where you go? You come here.
Sure.
We're taking care of you.
Absolutely.
So, all right, on we go.
All right. So what we've done is we have picked 30 trilogies. So we're gonna go fairly fast. We're not spending a whole lot of time on each one of them. We are just ranking. We're saying, okay, which one? How do we rank those in terms of the first movie, second movie, third movie? At the end, we are going to look at the percentages of how many trilogies where the first movie is the best, the percentages of how many the second movie is in the middle, and then where the third movie is the worst. So, and then after that, we'll look at the same thing for the IMDb rankings, and then we're going to look at the average IMDb scores to see how that correlates.
So you guys everyone have that at home, and get out your own scorecards. Keep score as we go along on your own way. If you have a different platform that you like to use, or if you just want to keep your own personal scores going, would love to hear from you. All right, and pencils up.
We thought this would be a fun thing because everybody talks about trilogies. Well, the second movie is always the best, and the third movie is always the worst, and the first movie
is that your prediction? What's your prediction, bro? What do you think we're going to find here when we dig into the analytics?
I feel like typically the second movie is the best. And then the third movie is normally the worst. The first movie is normally in the middle. It's kind of like setting the ground. You get a lot of like the origin stuff. And then they hit their stride with the second one, and then they take it too far, and it goes downhill after the third. That's my prediction.
Okay. I think we're going to find that consistently the first movie is the best, and then it's going to get to increasingly worse as we go. That's my prediction. Because there's going to be some franchises that were the first movie was good and then it was cash grab, and then cash grab. So I think we're gonna run into a few of those.
There you go.
Unplanned trilogies, bro.
All right. Well, let's get it started. Okay. Austin Powers. Charlie, what do you think? Oh. I personally thought the third one was the best.
One's the best. Yeah. I would go 3-1-2 in this pretty firmly.
Okay. So we're gonna give that a 1. 3-1-2. I agree with that. Second one just wasn't good. I don't know why. Okay, Back to the Future. I think the first one is the best.
Agreed. I might go 1-3-2 on this, but I wouldn't argue with a 1-2-3.
Now I haven't seen number 3 in a long time, but I remember not liking 3 very much. So I would almost go 1-2-3.
West.
I know.
That's fine with me. I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
Just to save time, let's just do 1-2-3.
All right, 1-2-3.
That's good.
All right, Bad Boys. We put Bad Boys. I haven't seen these movies in a long time. I can't even remember if I saw the third one.
The third one was like long,
and
I felt like it ended, and then all of a sudden they're like, now we're going to Miami or something. It was just like it was like a longer, with a lot of explosions, and which I mean that's what when you go to see Bad Boys, that's what you're going for. But I would probably go 1-2-3.
1-2-3.
In terms of my own personal ranking.
I could go with that because I don't really remember. All right, Beverly Hills Cop. I'm probably going to hand this one over to you. I haven't seen these in a long time and don't feel like I can properly rank these.
Now, while I do, when it came out, like everyone hated the third one. I thought there was some theme park stuff in there that was kind of funny. It was enjoyable for what it was, but probably also a 1, 2, 3.
1, 2,
the
3.
first one is definitely the best, and hard to argue that the second one is better than the third one, because the third one was. Yeah, you had to have a certain childlike wonderment to watch it.
All right, Bill and Ted. Now I haven't seen the third Bill and Ted. Have you seen the third Bill and Ted? We put this on our list.
We shouldn't have put this on the list, but let's just figure that it has to be better than 2. So let's go 1, 3, 2. I liked 2, by the way. It was there was some magical moments in 2 that I will always, on my deathbed, I will remember them playing board games with death. There was some fun moments, but
it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Somehow that got past us. Everything else we should have seen. Totally invalidates our list now. All right, Blade.
All right. Well.
Okay, Blade. Ooh, 1, 2, 3 or 2, 1, 3. I liked Blade 2 a lot.
I would probably do 2, 1, 3 personally.
All right, Captain America. This is a big one. I loved Winter Soldier, and I loved Civil War. I would probably go 3, 1, 2.
What? Oh, really? Oh, I would 3, 2, 1. How could you just said you loved Winter Soldier, and then put it last? The first Captain America.
What? No, Winter Soldier is number 2.
You said 3. Rewind the tape. You said 3, 1, 2.
Yeah, the first Captain America is the last. Captain America 2, which is Winter Soldier, is my number 1. And then Captain
so you would
America...
go 2, 3, 1 then. Not 3, 1, 2. You would go second movie, third movie, first movie.
Oh, we're talking about the same thing. So I am looking at our graph right here. So I would go
putting them in whatever order.
3, 1, 2. So
okay, I'm fine with that.
Captain America 2, and then Civil War. I would
probably put Civil War above Winter Soldier, but I'm fine with that.
Would
Especially
you?
After the Winter Soldier TV show. No. Falcon Winter Soldier TV show, it bumps 2 up. This is fine. Let's just roll it.
All right. Okay, Cars.
Oh, gosh. 1 is the best, and then 3, and then... This list doesn't reflect the gap that there are in between some of these movies.
Sure.
And not that Cars is the one that I'm the most passionate about, but 2 is bad, man.
2 was really bad. 2 is the clear 3 in that one. Now, I really liked 3. No? You didn't like that? All right.
I thought it was fine, but
I'll give it
1,
to you. I think 3 was my favorite of that bunch, but I'll give you.
Really? All right.
Okay, The Dark Knight.
Such a tight story, man.
So we got Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. Oh, this is a really hard one. I would probably go. Yes, Charlie, it is. I know. We all know you don't like The Dark Knight, Charlie.
Dark Knight first, then Batman Begins, and then I would put the third one last.
Oh, that's actually how I rank them.
Exactly, because that's the correct order, and it wasn't very hard. So you're welcome.
Okay, Expendables.
Oh, Batman, it's me, babe.
Expendables.
1, 2, 3. In terms of order,
would
you like 2 better?
I liked 2. 1 was like them feeling it out. 2, they just went full, and then 3, for whatever reason, they decided to make it PG-13. So I would go 2, 1, 3. You okay with that?
Lock it in.
All right.
Lock it in.
Godfather. Ooh, well.
Same order.
3. You like Godfather 2 more than Godfather 1?
I do.
Huh.
I don't think that's a very controversial take. So.
Okay.
I think that's kind of like saying you like Empire more than New Hope. I feel like that's a pretty standard. It's a standard view.
Okay.
Do you like 1 better than 2? De Niro, Bobby De.
You know, the last time I watched them back to back, so maybe it was just fatigue setting in by the time I was getting through 2.
That's an intense back to back. Did you go 3 or just 2 of them?
No, we did all 3. It was very long.
That's not, yeah, it's like a 7-hour
That's
movie
why
stretch.
maybe that's why I dislike
like
3 so much. But 3 is also just wasn't very good. Okay.
It wasn't great.
What was the point of 3? All right, The Hangover. Okay. Have you seen all the Hangovers, Charlie?
I saw 1 and 2, and I will confess to you and on all of our audience that I did not see the third one.
Sorry. Oh, gosh.
Oh, my gosh, Brody. Wow. That's how you know we're live.
We're live, pal. Okay. Fixed. Okay. Hangover. The first one was the best.
Yes.
Probably just 1, 2, 3. I think that's...
Sounds good to me.
Okay, The Hobbit.
That's fair. I bow to you. I did not see the Hobbit films.
I think 1, 2, 3.
1, 3, 2. I bet.
Well,
One, two, three.
not 23.
Right. I took a swing.
Yeah. Or 1, 3, 2. Nah. 1, 2, 3. We got Smaug in the middle one. Okay, Indiana Jones. Now we are. There is no 4th Indiana Jones. The Last Crusade was the last movie, and so we're counting.
I didn't hear about a 4th one.
We're counting this as a trilogy.
Didn't happen.
I think they're making a 4th one right now.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah? Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they are or not.
Now, Indiana Jones, I would go 2, 3, 1.
Yeah, so I know you're just putting them in the order that you're going to put them in there. Yeah, my favorite was the third movie.
Yes.
I think the first movie was second, and then Temple of Doom third. Yes.
Should I change the way I'm referring to these, Charlie? Am I...
As long as you understand how I'm referring to them when I refer to them, then I'm.
No.
Then we're good.
I'm getting there. There we go. Okay. All right. Iron Man. Okay. First, and then third, and then second. Okay.
Agreed.
2. Nope. 3, 2. Okay.
Perfect.
Now, John Wick. I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen the other 2. So I got to defer to you on this one.
These are. I think this is it's pretty even series. Like throughout, if you kind of like it, you like it. I don't think there's a big drop off. So I'd probably just go in order. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay, Lord of the Rings.
Maybe 1, 3, 2.
Lord of the Rings. I think.
I don't know.
I think Return of the King is the best. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you agree with that?
So 3, 2, and then 1 in terms of like best to worst.
You think
Or
Fellowship
do you
of
like
the Ring?
one? I'm just asking. I got my Mordor beer shirt on here. The Eye of Sauron is on you. Honesty, Eye. What's the worst of the franchise?
I feel like when I do this in my head, the worst is 2.
Okay, I can accept that.
And then I watch it, and then I really enjoy it, and I'm like, why does this get a bad rap? I don't know.
Okay, let's go. Let's lock it in.
There's a lot of
third best.
Oh, that one's.
Then 1 and the 2.
I'm getting there. Okay, The Matrix. 1 is
Right.
clearly
This one's pretty
1.
easy.
1, 2, 3. Right.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But a big drop off. Big gap.
Big drop off. This
they're
dropped
making a
like
fourth.
a rock.
This will only be on our list for so long.
Do I want to see a 4th Matrix? I don't know if I do.
You do because you're curious. Maybe it's
I'm
great.
kind of not. I don't even want to watch 2 and 3 ever again. Just give me the first
Keanu
one.
Reeves is a national treasure, and you need to respect that man.
It's true.
He's like the one thing we can all agree on. Keanu, I love you.
But the Wachowskis are so bad.
Anyway, next one.
Men in Black. 1.
Easy.
1,
Easy.
2, 3.
Easy 1, 2, 3. Easy. The third one, I'm convinced they didn't even have a script. They were making it up as they went. That is one of the worst movies I've ever had the mispleasure of seeing. I saw that one in the theaters when our friend worked at the theaters and got us in for free.
Yeah.
But it was still not worth it. I should have walked out, and I just was stubborn in my youth. I was like, no, I was I'm gonna stay to the end, and it was and every now and then I wake up in a cold sweat thinking about that movie going experience. Men in Black 3 is like, they made it.
I saw the second one in the same theater, and it was not good.
Yeah.
Okay,
not good.
The Naked Gun. 1, 2, 3.
I would freaking OJ. Yeah.
33 and a third was not very good.
It was not.
Okay, The Chronicles of
I'm not sure any of
Narnia.
those really held up.
Probably 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the latter two.
I've seen 1 and 2, and then I feel like I have seen 3.
Okay.
But I don't remember it at all. So.
All right. The Oceans Trilogy. So Oceans 11, 12, 13. We're not counting Oceans 8 in this. That was more of a spin-off.
Well, one is definitely the best.
Okay. I don't know if I saw 12. I don't know if I saw 13. I don't think I saw 13.
I want to say I want to say it's 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3 again.
But I don't think 2 or 3 were good.
Look at the past 5. 4, 5.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3s.
Maybe we're in a bad habit here. Okay, let's break the cycle. Right?
Okay. Planet of the Apes. So we are counting the latest ones.
The newest trilogy.
The newest trilogy. I was thinking 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you were. Just lock it in, bro. Lock it in.
Oh man, this was your prediction, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, Riddick. So we got Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, and then Riddick. Now,
lock it in, bro. You know what to do.
33. It wasn't that bad. 33. All right, RoboCop. 1, 2, 3.
You know which one the best. You know what. You know what to do.
Okay, so we have the Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi stuff.
Okay.
I am going to argue 2, 1, 3.
I'm going to agree with you.
Okay.
So.
Yay, we broke it up.
Haha. Take that.
1, 2, 3s couldn't last forever. Okay. Now we're getting into Star Wars. So we got Star Wars, the original trilogy. I think 2, and then 1, and then 3.
I agree.
All right.
Lock it in.
All right. Now the prequel trilogy.
Ooh. Ooh.
I think. Okay.
Two's the worst. Can we agree? 2 is the worst.
2 is the worst. I think I'm going to say 3, 1, 2.
Agree. Musa Jar Jar Binks.
All right, now the sequel trilogy. Sequel trilogy.
Why are you doing this to us, bro? You know which one I think is the worst, and I know we probably don't agree on that. So,
well,
what's your personal? Forget me. What's your personal order?
If we are just looking at the sequel trilogy and ranking the sequel trilogy by itself, I would go. I liked Rise of Skywalker, but I would. Last Jedi would be last. Okay, and I know you feel.
Agree.
I know you think that. Okay, so we'll put the 3 right there. Now,
all right.
You liked 7 more than 9, correct?
I think I don't know what I've said in the past, so forgive me if I've changed my mind since then. But maybe it's just like my continuing spiral of dislike for Joss Whedon. But give me 3, then give me 1, and then give me 2.
Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon didn't do any of these.
No, but he's ruined all movies for me.
Well, I don't know what Joss Whedon has to do with the Star Wars, though.
I'll tell you later. I'll fill you in. All right, 3, 1, 2. What do you think? We're spending too much time. Go,
3,
bro.
3, 1, 2. What do you? So
Lock it on.
All right, we're saying number 7.
The best to worst.
7, 9, 8.
Just go.
Right? Right? You like Force Awakens more than
I like 9. I like 9 best. Rise of Skywalker best.
Oh, really?
Then Force Awakens. Then yeah.
Oh, okay. I could be on board with that. Okay, Thor. Now, clearly, Ragnarok is the number 1. And then Thor is number 2. And then Thor the Dark World is number 3. So there we go. Okay.
There need to be more. We need more Marvel trilogies. And we'll get.
They're getting there. They're getting there. Avengers had 4 technically. We thought about counting the Infinity Saga as 1, but whatever.
Yeah,
we were already at 30, and we're like, how long do we go with this? Okay, so now here is what we're looking at. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this. So 57% of the time, the first movie is the best. So you were right. 23% of the time, the second movie is the best. And 20% of the time, the third movie is the best.
that lines up for me. That tracks.
I think I labeled these incorrectly.
Did you really? What do you mean? What did you do? What's wrong?
I think those are misleading. I'm just going to get rid of those for the sake of getting rid of them.
All right. Let's get on. Let's get on with it.
So 57% of the time, the first movie is the best. 23% of the time, the second movie is. 20% of the time, the third movie is, which is actually a lot higher than what I would have thought. 40% of the time, the first movie is in the middle. 47% of the time, the second movie is in the middle. And 13% of the time, the third movie is in the middle. Are you tracking with me here, Charlie?
I'm tracking with you.
Okay. 3% of the time, the first movie is the worst of the trilogy. According to us, these numbers are according to us. 30% of the time, the second movie is the worst. And 67% of the time, the third movie is the worst of the trilogy. So, there you go. So that's according to us.
There you go.
Now,
that's science.
That's that's the Talk Punch rankings right there. Now, if we look at IMDb, let's see how we compare to IMDb. Now, according to IMDb, 70% of the time, the first movie is the best of the trilogy.
Oh.
I guess that's how I can do it, right? So, best.
Those percentages don't make sense, but that's okay.
No?
Well, 70 plus 23 plus 13?
No, 70 plus 23 plus 7.
Oh, 7? Isn't that 13 right there?
At the bottom? So if we're going down the row here...
Oh, I'm looking at how many times it's best. I see. Okay, all right. So it's very tiny on my screen, in my defense.
Is it? Okay.
It's like I need like a magnifying glass to...
Sorry.
Or if only I could zoom with my computer.
So according to IMDb, it's 70% is the best. The first movie is the best. 23% of the time, the first movie is in the middle. And 7% of the time, the first movie is the worst, which is more than us. So we think that it's only 3% of the time is the worst. 23% of the time, the second movie is the best, which is actually exactly what we had. But 50% of the time, the second movie is in the middle. And 27% of the time, the second movie is the worst of the trilogy.
Okay.
And then for the third movie, 13% of the time, it's the best movie, which is lower than what we thought. 37% of the time, the third movie is in the middle. And 50% of the time, the third movie in the trilogy is the worst of the trilogy.
All right.
So while our numbers don't line up exactly, I think the overall, the first movie being the best, we match up there. And then it's actually we have like a little bit different for the second and third, but ultimately not too different.
Yeah, Dark Knight, it looks like we preferred Batman Begins, and that was not how others viewed it, and that was our discrepancy, the only discrepancy we had in terms of one being the worst.
So. Yeah, the biggest difference is that the third movie being the middle is we were at 13%, IMDb was at 37%. Everything else was pretty close, just a few percentage points off.
Like, and it makes sense. It makes sense. Like if the first movie is terrible, you're probably not going to have sequels. So it has
that's true.
As a baseline, you're starting out with almost like a guaranteed good first movie. And having a good first movie certainly does not guarantee you're getting a good second or third movie.
It's true.
So, but it's hard to get that with that. So, and then there are other franchises that like Toy Story that once was a trilogy, and I think that the first one is the worst one in that franchise, easily. And then of course has 4 now or more. Halloween series or something like that, with has like 12 or 13 movies now. Things progress past the trilogy and just keep on going. How many Aliens movie, Brody?
Oh gosh, 3.
8 is what we're looking for. 8 is what we're looking
for. There's really 8? Wow.
8 of them. 8 of them.
All right, and then just to get some more data, because I love data.
Hey,
we've got the star rankings off of IMDb. So the average star ranking for the first movie in a franchise is 7.6 stars. The second movie has an average of 7.1 stars, and the third movie has an average of 6.9 stars. So that still lines up with the first movie being the best, second is in the middle, third is the worst.
Yeah. It's interesting. And you can see there's not like the John Wicks. Remember I said that was a really even series?
Yeah, those were
7.4,
very
7.4,
close.
7.4. Lord of the Rings, very even. I'm trying to spot. Are there any big droppers?
I mean the
RoboCop.
RoboCop might be the biggest one because it went 7.5 to 5.8 to 4.1. So that's a big drop.
All right. I'm upset, Brody. I'm angry.
Okay.
I'm angry. I'm angry right now.
What are you angry about, Charlie?
And this is why in the beginning I said IMDb is a terrible ranking system. How is Men in Black 3 a 6.8? How is that a better movie than Austin Powers 3 or 2 or Bad Boys, any of the Bad Boys except for one, barely? Better than Beverly Hills Cop 2? I don't think so. Better than Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? No, absolutely not. Better than Cars 2? Still no. I would rather watch Cars 2, and I hate Cars 2. How's that a 6.8?
A 6.8 is that's pretty high.
I'm angry. I'm gonna be angry about this for the rest of the night. I'm gonna be real mad.
I mean, a 6.8. What are other things around there? Like
Riddick, the Riddick sequels. Look, is it better than the Chronicles of Narnia? No, it's not. And I don't like the Chronicles of Narnia, and you can keep the Chronicles of Narnia. But I would rather watch all of 3 of them in a row than watch Men in Black 3.
Men in Black 3. Men in Black 3 is rated higher than Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that's a bunch of. And that's people have their own opinions, strong opinions, passionate opinions about the Star Wars movies, and start campaigns to crush certain scores or raise certain scores. But here I am. I'm just one half of Talk Talk Punch, sitting in front of the other half of Talk Talk Punch, pleading with you to go on IMDb and rate Men in Black 3 as a 0. Together we can lower that overall score. Somewhere there is someone looking at that going 6.8, not too bad. We need to save that person from wasting what will feel like an eternity watching one short and largely improvised film. We can do it together. Together we can do it. We can make a difference.
Boy,
and I know I'm turning into one of those online people that you're not supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be starting a campaign to wreck a movie's score. But it's Men in Black 3. We really got to do this, people. We got to pull together. It has to happen.
Boy, look at Lord of the Rings scores. 8.8, 8.7, 8.9. That's like solid across the board. That might be the highest rated. I could have gotten the average of all of these to see what was the highest.
Oh, let's look at The Godfather's 9.2 and 9, and then had the 7.6.
But then it dropped.
Yeah, it down.
It's the 7.6. That's going to drop.
But overall,
average. But not when you have an 8.9 and an 8.8 and an 8.7.
Oh, Lord of the Rings can't even get the 9s. Kind of franchise is that?
8.9. It's a.
Can I be honest with you right now, Brody?
Absolutely.
It's just you and me here. No one else can hear me.
You can always be honest. Right?
I know I'm wearing the gear. I don't know if I like Lord of the Rings anymore.
What?
They're so long. They're so long. Brody.
So don't watch the extended cuts.
Just watch the original theatrical cuts like a chump.
Look at this. I'm giving you an option here. Don't give up on them, Charlie.
I have. I was like, oh, maybe the kids will like this, and I put it on. And after about like a 30-minute, like just people frolicking and having like delightful little conversations without anything really interesting happening, my kids are just like bored out of their minds, and I'm like bored out of my mind, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't know, and I know, 8.9. I'm over here, just sticking further nails into my credibility coffin, but I don't know if I can do it anymore. I think my attention span maybe has just shrunken to the point where I'd have to like watch it in like 6 or to 8 different settings, and it's not really designed to be viewed that way. So I don't know.
Well, can I tell you, Charlie, something?
You can.
So we have a rule in our house that you have to read the books before you can see a movie. So we have been reading. We read through The Hobbit with the kids, and they enjoyed that. But then we started on Fellowship of the Ring. My kids are so bored. They're so bored, Charlie. Like, we go chapters of like just nothing. There's like full chapters where it's like you have like 4 pages of like a song, and my poor wife gets to it and she's like, oh, this is a 4-page song. And my kids are like looking around and playing with stuff. They don't really care. And Amy and I were just talking the other night. We're like, this might be the one where hopefully the movies will pique their interest a little bit. And maybe as they get older, then they will be interested enough to kind of then want to dive into the books and get all that. But it is, it's a little slow. A little slow.
It is a little slow, and I'm just realizing that maybe Zack Snyder got the inspiration for some of those extended song sequences in the Snyder Cut from The Lord of the Rings, where Aquaman's descending into the ocean and the ladies are just singing,
singing
Lord of the Rings-esque, singing and sniffing. Not a bad band name, so just throwing that out there. So that's probably my biggest takeaway here, is just confirming what I believed to be already true. I think there are exceptions, and there always will be exceptions. Sure. And I think that your personal favorites are always going to be a little bit at odds with like the masses when it comes to some of your favorite franchises, or maybe your least favorite franchises. Like I'm over here getting still fuming about Men in Black, but also like 7.5 for Revenge of the Sith. Like it's a little steep. It's a little steep for me.
It's yeah. I don't know. That's
and 7.9 for Force Awakens.
That's high. That's high.
That's really high. That's really high.
Well, and 6.6 for Rise of Skywalker seems very low. I didn't realize that people don't like that movie that much because I really enjoyed it.
People don't like it, bro. They don't like it, and we should maybe.
What
we should
is there
talk about
not to like? It's so fun, and there's so much Star Wars in that movie. So much.
There's a lot of Star Wars in the movie. I'm a little bit surprised that Thor and Thor 2 are separated by only 0.1.
Yeah, right. And then a huge jump for Ragnarok, but yeah, this is very interesting. So now when you're having conversations about movies with your friends and you start talking about trilogies, because who's not talking about trilogies when they're hanging out with their friends? As friend of the show podcast, Everything Goes Back to Movies, check out their podcast. They got a great one.
Shout out. Links below.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, whenever you're having these conversations and it's going back to movies, you start talking about trilogies, and your friend says the second one is always the best. You could say, but the data says differently. The data says differently. The data says differently. The first...
I think first movies probably are the safest, and that's not for everybody. Like the first Iron Man is a very safe film. It's not for everybody. And you may not. Iron Man 2 is just kind of not great. But I could entertain an argument for Iron Man 3 being better than Iron Man 1. I would disagree, but I would entertain it. It certainly took a bigger swing than Iron Man 1. So it just depends. Everyone's got a little different definition of what they're there to see. First ones, a lot of these, like the superhero ones, I think should always be lower because I don't like origin stories as much, especially on established characters. Like I don't need to see it again.
What's the breakdown of the Captain America? Okay, so they actually, according to IMDb, Civil War is rated higher than Winter Soldier by 0.1 point. 0.1 point.
They're pretty even. They're pretty even movies.
They're pretty even. I just love Winter Soldier.
I don't know that the first Captain America is only 0.1 better than Men in Black 3, but whatever. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to assume that only 5 or 6 people rated Men in Black 3, and most of those were actually in the film. That's my assumption. So you've watched me live come full circle. I am at peace. Of course, there's got to be like 52 ratings of that movie. I'm gonna look it up right now, Brody. Place your bets. How many people do you think have rated Men in Black 3?
Like 100.
All right.
Which is probably
I'm
really
gonna guess.
low. I'm probably really low.
Yeah, it's got to probably be higher than that. So like maybe a few thousand, but it is no one has rated it. No, 339,594 bots have rated it. You can actually, if you click on it, you can see the analytics and how it breaks up by the bots. Because there is no way that 22,675 real human beings gave this movie a 10. It's not possible.
I don't know.
All right.
People,
I'm sorry.
People also rated Austin Powers 3 as the lowest of the trilogy. That is also incorrect.
Yeah, look. Like you don't want to like Austin Powers 3 better than 1. That's fine. I can support. You don't want to like Austin Powers at all. That's fine. But it's not a 0. This is part of the flaw of the rating system.
Sure.
And then some people see a movie you like and you think, well, it shouldn't be a 5.4. It should be higher than that. But if I just rate it like a 6.5, that's not going to raise the rating. So I need to rate it as a 10 to try to beef that rating up a little bit, even though it's not a 10. And that's one of the big flaws here of these like user-generated things. Anyway.
Well, and maybe the next time we do this, I'll pull Metacritic and get like the critics score or Rotten Tomatoes or something like that, where it's not the scores based on any person going in and giving it a 0 because they don't like an actor, or giving it a 10 because they felt that the other reviews aren't justified. So maybe when we do this again, we'll pull off of something like that. But
I like it.
Did you guys like this format? It's a little bit, we're kind of a shorter episode today. Normally we're over an hour. We're just under an hour this time. But do you want to see us look at the numbers for other types of things? Let us know. This one was kind of fun. I have fun doing this, but I love data and I love working with Excel and stuff like that. So.
And it's like, this is Brody's job right here. It's, spreadsheets.
Kind of is.
And working, massage the numbers, bro.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So combining my love of data with my love of movies and stuff, it just magical.
What a match!
Magical.
What a match!
All right, Charlie, you have anything else you wanna bring up?
I will say, I will say that my son absolutely loved on the Mother's Day episode that I almost was able to make you throw up live and on person. If you have not watched the end of our Mother's Day show, please go watch that. And so now he is. Every time we're getting ready to record, from now on, he will ask me, "Is this the night that you make Brody throw up?" And tonight is not that night, but it is coming. Much like these fearless little hobbits and people, Charlie, it is inevitable, Brody.
Now
we are marching to an inevitability.
The next time I go to your house, if he shows up with like a hairball or something like that, I don't know what I'll do. He can't do that to me, Charlie. You have to stop him. Tell him it's not okay. Tell him that it's gross.
I will.
Please don't make Uncle Brody puke.
I will tell him with my words, but the big smile and the laugh in my face while he's doing it.
No.
Brody has a long and tainted history of pranks being played by members of my family. We'll see. Look, we'll see. I'll tell him. I'll tell him not to, but I'll also be smiling and winking. No. Don't do it. Don't do it, son.
Oh gosh, he's gonna come out with a big hairball. I'm not gonna do it to myself. We're wrapping this up, Charlie. Before it hits me.
Ugh. You're remarkable. All right. Well, look. Thank you for joining us tonight. Stay tuned for future weeks when we can make Brody throw up on himself. Below me, there are some other videos. If you enjoyed this, or even if you didn't, go ahead and click one. Check it out. Maybe you'll like the next one better. Below Brady, Tom Brady over there, you can find more likes and subscribes. Brody, I can't get over your almost throwing up. I'm just picturing it, and then I'm picturing it in your beard, and then having to wash your beard in the sink, which would then just get more hair in the sink.
I'm cutting it off. Bye, everybody.
See you next time.